Okay, so this is part 2 of learning how to do a backflip, and this time I'm gonna teach it on ground, but let's just get into it and I'll show you what you need to know before you actually try to even start on ground. Let's go. So if you watched my other tutorial on how to do a backflip, then you should have gotten at least this far to where you can jump and at least flip somewhat. Now, before you even try to take it to the ground, I want you to practice tucking. Okay, so as I was saying, I want you to practice tucking first, okay? And ideally try to do it in a tuck jump, where you want to go like this. So you want to bring your legs up to your shoulders, and you do not want to keep them inside like this. You want to open them a little bit up. This will help you rotate and it'll make you smaller like a ball. So if you get comfortable with tucking in a backflip, which should look like this if you're jumping, I want you to try to do that backflip with less bounces. So let's try 3 bounces first. So you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, tuck. Next time you're gonna try 1, 2, do that tuck, and then 1. Eventually, I want you to be able to do it with no bounces first before you even think about the ground. No bounces on the trampoline. And I want you to, from here, just go from a squat position. I want you to try to lift up and tuck, so like this. If you are then feeling comfortable with that, we can start to work on the ground ones. Ideally, before you start working on ground, find a soft place to land, because you probably not going to land this first try ever. Some people do, but no one I know have, so I bet you could, but I don't think so. So find soft stuff, and if you need to, you can go to a Olympic gym and you can have someone spot you on the ground. They have spring floor, which is a little easier than grass, but it's also softer. So I recommend going to a gym if you're really scared and you need a spot. But other than that, I'm gonna take you to the ground and let's start working on the second part of a backflip. Okay, so the next step, find a flat area, ideally with grass, but whatever you have that is soft. Then I want you to just practice tuck jumps. Don't actually try to do the flip yet. Here, watch out. I don't want to land on you. Watch out. Good job. So a tuck jump, if you remember, you're going to throw your arms up, and remember to bring your arms up. You don't want to leave them down here or not throw them all. Bring your arms up, then around, not back down, to grab your tuck. So like this. Do those a couple times until you feel comfortable with those, and you feel like you can really bring your arms up and still have time to grab your tuck and open. Now, the next part, there's a couple ways. I'm gonna do it as if you only have flat ground and there's no ledges. So we are going to try something that's called a macaco, which, pick whichever side you like to spin on. I spin to my left. You can spin to your right, so just mirror this if you spin to your right. But you first want to put whichever way you spin that hand down, and then just start slowly by first kicking over the one hand. So like that, that's how you can start with it. Eventually, this is kind of like on the trampoline, if you saw the first part. Eventually, you're gonna incorporate the other hand, which will bring your hand over like that. Okay? So, eventually you're gonna slowly bring the hand over like that. Do that a couple more times to where you're feeling the pop from your legs and you're going more straight over your head like this. So now that is kind of like a off-axis back handspring. The next step from that, if you're comfortable enough, is doing just a back handspring out of a macaco. So you have to get comfortable with the macaco first though. If you don't think you're strong enough to hold yourself up, you shouldn't try the back handspring. And in the back handspring, watch with your arms. You have to throw your arms or else you're not going to be able to catch yourself. So you're going to watch with your arms, see where they land, push off and land. So macaco, you got that under your belt, you're comfortable. You can then try a back handspring, which you're just going to arms up, land on your hands, land back to your feet. So you're going to watch the whole time. Like that. That is pretty much a backflip, just with your hands. So if you get comfortable with the back handspring, I recommend you find a ledge then, or maybe just a hill, to try the actual backflip out of. And your first times, you're probably not going to land on your feet. Okay, so just be prepared to land more on your knees or so. But once you do it, you want to remember, get on a ledge or something, whatever you can find, and always do it onto something soft. Bring your arms up, around, tuck your knees. Okay? The biggest part why most people don't land them is because they either shoot themselves back and down to the ground, which is what you do in a back handspring, but you want to think about going up more, and that'll help with your arms to keep them up and not going back. Okay? And then tucking, which a lot of people don't tuck. Watch out. A lot of people don't tuck, which is a lot harder, which would be a layout. And I always recommend learning to do a tuck backflip before layout. That's how I did it. So you get comfortable, go up, arms around, and tuck those legs. Think about bringing your legs up to your chest, not your chest down. Bring your legs up to your chest. Think about getting those toes over your head and landing on your toes. Because if you leave your feet behind, you're just gonna hit your knees. And some people do that to where they land from their knees like this high and they could have landed on their feet if they just thought about kicking their legs a little more to bring it to the ground. So once you get comfortable with that, you can actually go for the backflip then, which would look something like this. Now, it's not going to look that good in the beginning, but eventually you're going to build the right muscles if you keep trying this, trying it on a trampoline, doing left bounces, doing it from lower squatting positions, and then trying it on the ground and just practicing it. You're going to get those muscles built. Without further ado, I'll show you some examples. Well, other than that, hope this goes well. Remember to always be safe with this. If you don't trust yourself, you're going to do it on ground. Try the progressions. If you still don't trust yourself, go to a gym, go to a trampoline park with a with the foam pit maybe, if you can't even do it on trampoline. And if you can't do it on trampoline, you need a little bit more help, you can watch my first part. But other than that, be safe, be confident in yourself, because you don't want to go for a flip if you're expecting to land on your neck. Expect to land on your feet. Always try to land on your feet, okay? Well, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, as it does help a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.